One problem that Tucker has had since he's been so demonized by the left is he doesn't have the top flight advertisers in that particular hour because he's so controversial. And so Fox actually doesn't make that much money off of Tucker's hour. Now they can use him to jack up their subscription fees when they go to DirecTV and they go to Time Warner Cable and they say, hey, don't you want to pay for Fox News? Your audience is going to revolt if you don't have us. But they want ad dollars. So I'm just going to guess, a business calculation will tell them we can put any one of our hosts in that chair, shave some percentage off of what we're going to, get audience wise, but the ad dollars could still go up and we don't care. They're not loyal to anybody. So that's my guess, but I have no inside knowledge on any of that.
Now, I know also in your show today you were critical of Fox News over the decision. And let me lay out for you my position on this. I was a defender of Tucker's for a long time, both back in his days, his early career, and even to some degree more recently. But it did feel to me like he'd sort of gone off the deep end recently in a way that any news operation just can't stand by, from repeatedly suggesting January 6th was a false flag to ensnare conservatives and making false statements about the event, its participants, to defending Vladimir Putin with falsified facts at times. I mean, it just does seem to me that again and again, there was no sort of recognition that, okay, maybe I've just gone too far.
I don't agree with that. Now, I don't watch Fox News. I haven't watched cable since I left it. But I know enough about Tucker to know that a lot of the controversy surrounding him get overstated by people who can't stand him. And that's not to say he hasn't done controversial things. But I mean, his stance on Ukraine has been an outlier at Fox News, and it's hated by a lot of people in the Republican Party. But it's good to have a diversity of opinion on things like that.
But I'm not
January
talking about
6th, he got the tapes exclusively. And then the rest of the network ignored them like it wasn't a story when he got those tapes from Kevin McCarthy. They should have blown that up. That's what they would have done when I was there, when Ailes was running the joint. So, you want to talk controversy? One of the last things I remember seeing before I left Fox News, Dan, was Bill O'Reilly doing a segment in 2016 on whether Barack Obama was a Muslim. And there's a very high tolerance at Fox for things that are a little out there, off point, and don't make the network look good. I don't believe that's why they got rid of him.
But I don't believe that it's necessarily why they get rid of him either. But I guess I'm talking more about the fact side of it, right? I agree with you. On opinion, take opinions on a lot of things. Tucker's just been getting a lot of facts wrong lately.
Who do you think he upset? Like, who, in your theory, who did he upset?
Well, upsets, he should be upsetting, right? Any news division that takes itself seriously.
No, we're talking facts. Like, Lachlan Murdoch got fed up with him? Rupert?
You're saying, I'm agreeing with you that I don't think that's the reason. I mean, they should have been offended. They should have been troubled by it, but I don't think that they were. I think you're right. But I wonder, for example, is it the lawsuits? I mean, there is this talk of a producer's. No. You don't think it's the lawsuits? I mean, there's a woman who's alleging.
I'll tell you why. I mean, exactly why. So it can't be Dominion. I realize they just paid out almost $800 million.
Right. Correct.
If it were Dominion, Maria Bartiromo would be fired. Jeanine Pirro would be fired. Maybe Suzanne Scott. But Tucker wouldn't be the first to go. He's the one, he kind of saved them.
Not Dominion. Talking about future.
No, not Dominion. And a Smartmatic's coming, it's the same. He's not the one responsible for Smartmatic. Now people are saying maybe it's this lawsuit by this Abby Grossberg, a disgruntled producer for Tucker / Maria, who left and doesn't like him and is alleging hostile work environment, among other things. Hostile work environment, Dan, you and I both know that doesn't get the host fired at Fox News. You know how many times they get that kind of a claim? Tucker and Sean Hannity and one other guy was already sued at Fox a couple years ago by two women alleging that kind of thing. They didn't fire them. They don't fire over that. They defend over that kind of thing. And by the way, her lawsuit alleges, as far as I can tell, the C word was bandied around about in like the Tucker News Pod. The Tucker News Pod, whoever's there is in the midst of the newsroom. I have a very hard time believing they were just randomly yelling out the C word to anybody walking by, young women walking by in the post-Ailes era. Yeah. I just don't believe that.
They supposedly have some tapes, but we'll see if they do or they don't. Do you believe the network's going to take a long-term hit here? I mean, look, a lot of people said Fox News would suffer enormously after your departure, after Bill O'Reilly's departure. Will people, do you think, go with Tucker if he goes somewhere else, and will Fox take a hit?
They'll go with Tucker for sure. Tucker's going to have more success, more money, and more influence in an independent lane. I mean, look at Joe Rogan. He's Joe Rogan's audience dwarfs anything that's on cable news right now, and Tucker could rival him. So I think, and he'll make more money in the independent lane too. It'll all go in his pocket as opposed to in Rupert's. So I think Tucker will be great, and he'll be fine, and he'll still be extremely influential. Look at Ben Shapiro. I mean,
Well, look at Megyn Kelly.
well, thank you.
So,
But
yeah,
my point is you can still have influence.
yeah.
But Fox is going to take a hit tonight and this week and short term for sure. Its audience is very, very angry.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.